Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean, this is the Game Room, and we are again in the middle of Dead Man's Hand week, Dead Man's Hand Redux week. We've been talking about the new game, we've been talking about the box set, we unboxed it, we've put some models together, we've painted our Outlaws, we've started painting our Lawmen, and today we're going to finish off our Lawmen gang, and with the Sheriff himself. Now, for this particular model, I've been using mostly speed paints and some of the regular army painter, but many of you still have contrast paints or you're using contrast paints. Contrast paints are good. I mean, they're just fine. I'm going to use probably a mixture of the two, but the contrast for what I want to do with the Sheriff has some of the colors I want. I don't have the entire Speed Paint 2.0 line. I only have a handful of paints. I would really like to get like the full box set with all of them, but I don't have it, so I don't have all of the colors available yet. So I'm going to use some of my contrast paints to help kind of fill in the gaps and get me to where I need to go. Alright, so for this I'm going to start with Space Wolves Gray. Now this one separates really quickly, and if you turn it upside down you'll see where it gets white, and I've been shaking this guy up for a little bit, and so you just want to make sure that you shake it really good before you use it. And I'm going to use this on his undershirt here, or his undershirt, his shirt or vest or whatever this is. It's just got that grayish blue that I'm looking for. Okay, for his pants and his boots, I'm going to use the Basilicanum Gray. It is, again, it's much like the Occultist Cloak. Very dark gray, almost a black. In fact, you could probably just say this is just a watered down black, or whatever medium they use for these contrast paints. Alright, and to get into the right above his gun belt, I'm going to use the smaller Ghost Tiny brush in there. Alright, next color. Alright, to help differentiate the pants from the boots, I'm going to give the boots another coat of Basilicanum Gray, just to make them darker. Now, if you're not using a contrast paint or a speed paint for your skin, you can just get the regular army painter flesh tones. Tanned flesh is a little darker than barbarian flesh. I tend to use that and then give it a wash. I'm going to use the tanned flesh because it's a little bit darker. And I want the sheriff to look, you know, he's been out in the sun a lot. He's going to be a little weathered, a little haggard. Alright, for the gun belt, we're going to use snakebite leather. And let's go ahead and use that same snakebite leather on the hilt of his gun. And with that done, I'm going to go back with the tanned flesh and get his hands next. Alright, for his coat, I'm going to try Skeleton Horde contrast. It's a very, I don't know, it's a brown. It's not a heavy brown. One of these other brushes for this. It's a very light brown. I really just want a light brown color, kind of like that. Alright, we're going to let that sit for a minute while we decide on the next color. Okay, I'm going to use just the straight matte black. Army painter, any black will do, for his stash and beard. And I'm going to use my fine brush here. Alright, my apologies. I think I got that whole thing off of the screen, but I took matte black and I used it to paint his mustache and beard. Alright, polished silver speed paint for the gun and the bullet and the belt buckle. And again, we're using a tiny brush here. And then I'll switch over to the larger brush for the pistol. Okay, I'm going to use a soft skin wash for the skin. You could also use just a soft tone, would work probably just as well. Now remember, we did not use a contrast paint for or a speed paint, so we want to go back over our regular paints and give them a good wash so that the see how his face is now. We'll put the wash on it and it'll give it some depth, bring it to life a little bit. Same thing here. If you can see in the fingers how it's as you put the tone on it, the wash will sit down into those creases and really give those digits a some definition. Alright, now this is going to take some time to dry while we pick out our next color. Okay, for the handkerchief, we're going to use Magic Blue. This is a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a nice blue. Don't forget the pieces here in the back too. Alright, and since he is the sheriff, he's going to get a gold star, so we're going to use Hoplite Gold Speed Paint. this is a metallic speed paint. And we're gonna just get it on that star all the way around. Alright, just the hat to go. Alright, for his hat, again, I want a lighter brownish color, so I'm going to go with Agros Dunes. It's a little, I think it's a little darker than the Skeleton Horde we used a little while ago. And I think it will round out our sheriff quite nicely. And if it doesn't, well, sucks. Alright, we're going to let that dry, and I think he's just about finished. Okay, and with that, I'm going to call him done. He looks pretty good. I mean, it's been 18, 19 minutes of total paint time, in between letting layers dry and whatnot, but desert yellow for the base, just like we've been doing with all the others. And I'm not going to make you sit here and watch all this again. I'll show you what he looks like finished off with the rest of the gang here in just a second. Okay, and with the base pretty much finished, this guy is pretty much done. We're going to, all I did was put sand on the base, and if you watch the other videos, I took some soft tone and water, mixed it together to put over the base just to make the sand darker, so it just looks, as I said in the other video, it's amazing how we use sand and rocks and we paint them to look like sand and rocks. Whatever. I do want to go ahead and give the base a little bit more character, maybe like a tumbleweed or something. So Army Painter, Woodland Scenics, others make these little tufts of grass. And they're kind of cool. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick one on the base just to finish off. It's easy enough. On the back of it, where the grass is coming, these are actually just, it's like a little bit of glue, and then they put the grass into it. And then you have a little grass tuft. So I'm just going to put a little super glue on this. Figure out where you want it. These are great for hiding blemishes, or if something just doesn't sit right, or also just to look cool. Give the base a little bit of character and just bring it to life a little bit. So just like that. Alright. Now, just adds that little extra something to your base without having to do too much or too much extra. These probably cost for a whole sheet maybe $6, and you can tell I've used quite a bit. So they come in different styles, different shapes. It just really depends on what you want. Okay, with that, our sheriff is done. Our outlaw gang is complete. So I will put some, I'll show you the pictures and what the whole gang looks like together. And you know, so anyway, let me switch back. So as always, thanks for watching. I hope this has helped. As you can see, I mean, the video is only 25 minutes long, so you can see, you can get, whether you're using speed paints or contrast, you can get some really good outcomes without spending hours and hours and hours, and that's not the point. 3 foot tabletop distance is what I paint for. It's what I'm showing you how to paint for. I like the speed paints and the contrast paints. I wish I had more of the speed paints. I want to get the whole box of the 2.0s. I just need to do that. But just with what I have, I've been able to just really go to town with the models. And, you know, this sheriff really, he looks good. When you see him on the board, mixed in with everything else, you'll see what I'm talking about. They look good for, you know, 3 feet away for minimum, you know, it's time spent to get your models painted. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I painted a model every day for the rest of my life, I'm going to live to be 1,000 because I have tons of models and I'll never get them all painted. So I go for speed. I try to get them done as quickly as possible and to where they look good. I don't want, you know, crap, and that's why I don't spend time on eyeballs and things like that, because you can't see them from that distance. So anyway, I'm Sean, this is the Game Room, and I hope these videos are helping. I hope you're enjoying Dead Man's Hand Redux Week, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you're watching them later, I hope they've helped. Drop me a comment, please subscribe, drop me a comment down below, and like this video. It works with the algorithms. A like is, I don't know how the algorithms work, but the more likes, the more comments, the more the video shows up in people's feed so they can see it. But if you would please like, subscribe, put a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're playing Dead Man's Hand. Are you enjoying it? What is your favorite game? Is another question I've been wanting to ask, along with your favorite Western movies. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening. God bless. Bye now.